a look. Deflected, scores! Letang! Could you script it any better than this?
Pitch it to Najee Harris. Harris sidesteps, gets to the sideline. Najee Harris dives for the pylon. Touchdown, Steelers.
I don't think I expected anything less.
That's unbelievable. It is absolutely incredible.
Welcome to another live edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline in the BPTV studio, 5100 West Library Avenue. We got so much confusion here. I'm struggling a little bit. I'm trying to focus on the camera. We got the door closed. We don't have the door to the control room closed. Let me take a deep breath. This is like our 981st show. We're heading towards 1,000. We appreciate you. Oh, man. Hey, Nick, I forgot my flyer coming in for a 5K walk with the dogs on the library VFW. Out there, my neighbor's sponsoring a fundraiser, so check that out. Thank you for watching us on Verizon 32 in the Bethel Park area, Comcast 21. Only in Bethel Park. And thanks for watching us on Facebook. I'll get that when Nick gets over here. We were a little discombobulated at the start, but we roll this thing right out. We're coming in strong. We appreciate you on YouTube. I got to announce this. We had great fights at the Donnybrook. We went from 347 subscribers to 398.
Wow.
So
we're actually at 400 now.
Well, I left the house to get pizza and a hoagie so Smoking Jim can eat during the show and on the ride home. I got that out. Yeah, it's a little tough today, but we appreciate the interactions. Nick will hook me up because there was a little delay on Facebook. And for the last 8 months, whoever took over for this Facebook, it has been a pain in the you-know-what. But we get the show up there each week, and we're blessed and honored to be doing the show. Haven't missed the show for like 668 times in a row. So Joe DiMaggio got nothing on me. Ain't nobody beating my record. I was out of the hospital a week, and they continued it with Dave Cable and a few of my friends, so it kept my streak alive. After a 9-hour kidney transplant surgery, I had to recover in a week. I was back the following week, so the streak is still alive. Wow. You just got to do it. There's no quit in my game. My name's Al Levine, the Talking Machine. Smoking Jim Frazier. Nick Callis goes to the side of the table where they like busting the chops on this side, and they believe they're right on everything, but we got Mike Rohde here with me.
To tell them that they're wrong on everything.
And he got right into my wheelhouse with stuff, and we're still friends.
Go figure.
And now he's expanded his brand. He's expanding from football, and you'll find out to 2 more sports. That's a little tease. He can't play dumb with me. Like, all these guys are smarter than me, and they want to play dumb. I'm just the ringmaster, so I just do my best. I'm struggling, but we're making it go. Promos in 10 seconds.
Hello, this is Mr. Bold with your Bethel Park Minute. No Cook Tuesdays continue this week at Bethel Park Community Center from 4 to 7 p.m. in the playground parking lot. Check
Nobody
Bethel Park
listened to you,
Recreation
Lynn.
Socials for a list of our weekly food
I
trucks.
feel bad for you,
The final
Linda. You
winner's
came in
bounty market
strong.
will take place at the same time inside the community center. Join the Bethel
Just
Park
take a
Police
deep
on
breath.
Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon for the Canine Officer for a Day Pet Adoption Awareness Event in partnership with Angel Ridge Animal Rescue. Meet the honorary pup and keep track of all of the fun activities through Bethel Park Police social media outlets. An electronic recycling event has been scheduled for Saturday, March 29th, 10 to 2 at the South Park Wave Pool parking lot. Check the flyer on our website and socials for full details. Bethel Park website continues to offer a number of opportunities to stay informed or get involved. Bethel Park is now hiring for several seasonal positions, including splash park and summer camp positions. Go to our website to get more information and to apply to any of these great opportunities. Go to our recreation programs to sign up to participate in the spring yard sale taking place on Saturday, April the 6th. Businesses can also sign up to participate in the April 26th job fair by filling out the Bethel Park Job Fair Employer Registration Form. Bethel Park has posted a list of local fish fries operating during Lent. You can fill out the Allegheny County Risk Assessment Survey featured in the Bethel Park News section on the homepage. This has been Mr. Bold with your Bethel Park Minute. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, good day. Short and Begora. This is Patio Bold with your Bethel Park Minute. No Cook Tuesdays continue this week at the Bethel...
Whoa, Bold. What are you doing?
Oh, Davey, I'm reading what you have on the screen.
But I mean, like, what are you doing?
It's the St. Patty Day. I'm going with the flow. I'm in the mood.
But you're not Irish, Bold.
Little Davey. See, you forget, everybody's Irish on St. Patty's Day.
That's great, but how about you just do the Bethel Park Minute straight?
Okay. This is Mr. Bold with your Bethel Park Minute.
Pittsburgh Sportsline supports the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette Strikers. I worked there for 36 years. My former union, CWA PPMWS 14842, Pittsburgh Local Mailers Union number 22, is on strike. Even though health care benefits were secured for workers by the union, Post-Gazette management cut them out without the union's approval and still expected workers to show up without any coverage. Please cancel your Post-Gazette subscriptions online or in print. Pittsburgh Sportsline supports the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette Union Strikers. Frank Fanera, owner of Olive Oil's Pizzeria in the Hillcrest Shopping Center on Route 88. Call them at 412-831-1900. Every Tuesday night, Olive Oil's Pizzeria provides the host and the amazing volunteer crew with an XL pepperoni pizza and a full steak hoagie. They are delicious. Olive Oils is proud to support Pittsburgh Sportsline and the volunteers at BPTV. Stay Joey strong. Joey Fabus died at 8 years old of brain cancer known as DIPG. Since then, the family has come together with community members to create the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation, a 501c3 nonprofit. Since being founded, they've raised over $100,000. Go to jfccf.org to learn more about DIPG, to help spread awareness, and to see how else you can support and donate towards the fight against this dreaded brain cancer. Always Be Smiling, a 501c3 designed to help children and families in need of kidney transplants. The B stands for Bennett, whose memory is embedded in this organization by his parents, Kristen and Dean. Despite the challenges he faced in his 16 and a half years of life, Bennett always had a smile on his face and spread kindness to everyone he could. Now, Always Be Smiling wants to pass on that kindness. Go to alwaysbesmiling.org to learn more and see how you can support or donate to this organization. The Bethel Park Community Foundation has money for you. I'm Al Levine, trustee on the board of this great organization. The BPCF focuses on raising money to provide scholarships, grants, endowments, and more. Grant requests are available online from $100 to $5,000. You can also attend fundraisers or donate. Go to bpcf.org to get more information and to stay up to date on upcoming events. The Bethel Park Community Foundation, focusing community resources, building for the future. The Bethel Park Historical Society is a 501c3 that serves Bethel Park. The Historical Society operates out of the Schoolhouse Arts and History Center, located at 2600 South Park Road. Look for the red and white trolley right out front. Reginald's Coffee is inside, and I've heard it's the best coffee around. To visit this great historical venue, email historicalsocietybp@gmail.com. What an entrance. Thanks for some of our fans. Ann Harder, thanks for watching. She said yes. Ralph Williams, hello, guys.
That's my man.
Teresa Mariano is watching. Marco Rodi skipped school here. Chuck Chief McElroy. Nora R. Parker Carter's watching. Let's see. Tony from Chick-fil-A. We ran into him the other day cleaning the lot, me and Drew, and he said, how's Smoking Jim and all his sweeties? He goes, March Madness time. How much money is Smoking Jim going to lose? No more than $250. That's what he tells us. Johnny Mariano was here. He just tuned in.
How much, Johnny?
Thank you for watching our promos. We appreciate you. I forgot my dog walk one. Left it in the car. We'll bring that up again, but it's coming up, the VFW and Library 5K 2-mile walk. So check it out. And we got What's on Your Mind, Smoking Jim Frazier.
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green, you got to see
I'm
Levine.
doing a special green treat. He's been... Can I say bitching on the air? He's been bitching about not.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, he's been bitching about not seeing a certain thing. So here it is.
Woo! Yes, my relish! Oh, he made my. Did you get it for him?
No.
Then how'd you guys find it?
Here.
Oh, there's nothing like relish. Oh man, only in the packet. Oh, thanks, Al Levine, the talker. You didn't mess it up by throwing it, did you?
I spit in it.
Make sure.
Can I ask you a question? What is relish made of? I have no idea.
In the packet is made of goodness.
All right. Sounds good to me.
I don't know,
It's all
maybe
good
pickles
thing.
or something.
Me
I
and
have no
Nick
idea.
went around for weeks.
You want to
traveling, trying to
know? You
find
know
these
how
things
simple
to find
both
it.
of you are.
Where'd you find it at?
You're so simple, it's unbelievable.
Where'd you find it at?
Drew took me to the movie Novocaine the other night.
I don't go to
AMC, South Hills Village.
That's why.
They have all these condiments. You know what they are? Like ketchup,
For
mayonnaise,
hot dogs.
mustard, and relish. I've been going there for like 3-4 years, and I always saw the green packages. So I'm like, what's he even talking about? They have it there. So I grabbed a handful.
This is how small you got. Kenny Pickett hands. This is all you. This is all you.
Well,
Thanks, Al.
I didn't want you, with the hands that you have, to fumble the packets, and I thought it would make the show. When do you ever
And I
get
got
the...
a green gummy.
Yeah. How about that was in my drawer, my junk drawer.
Wow.
I said, thank you, God. I can
Oh,
make
thanks.
my best friend happy.
You just made my day, brother.
Look at that. And I got you enough. I have more. So each week I'm going to throw one at you.
Wow.
Because him and Nick have been looking at it for a year.
Yeah, me and Nick search high and low. Hey, Al Levine, the talking machine. I got a better chance. Al Levine, the talking machine. I got a better chance of hitting the Mega Million than Pitt and West Virginia got getting into the NCAAs. Al Levine, the talking machine. All I hear is the Mountaineers crying. Is Drew crying? Here's a hand up here.
Drew's not crying because they lost their last game to a 3-17 team.
Thank you. Thank you. They only got 19 wins on the season. Got to have 20. And then in their conference tournament, they're one and done.
Well, the
NIT written all over.
The only thing they call it optics aren't good. When you have a guy on there with NC State and their team gets in, or North Carolina.
They had 22 wins.
Yeah.
North Carolina had 22
right,
wins.
but he got a $100,000 bonus. If you were smart,
He earned it.
If you were smart, you wouldn't say that. And then the only thing that the governor got right is the National Corrupt Association.
I want to thank Mikey.
They've been corrupt with how they treat sexual abuse. Just so you know, I have no tolerance.
I want to thank Mikey. Mikey's the only one that had my back. VIP of BPTV, Nick, and L. Levine, the talking machine, all come at me. They says they'll believe ESPN over me. L. Levine, the talking machine, usually you're in my corner. Everybody on social media, NFL Network, ESPN had George Pickens signed with the Dallas Cowboys, and I said, L. Levine, the talking machine, that Mike Tomlin loves George Pickens and would never trade him. That was enough for Mikey. Mikey says, I believe you over ESPN. L. Levine, the talking machine, said no. The VIP of BPTV said no. How you like me now?
I just said I didn't believe you. That doesn't
I'm
mean
part
that it...
Scottish. How you like me now, brother? I'm going to the Highlands.
Can I make a quick defense? My phone, I had to get a new phone because my phone just like it blew up. The screen was just on Friday. So I actually didn't have the sports information that I usually have.
Me.
No.
That ain't enough.
So he's the only one that told me that the Dallas Cowboys were even in a rumor. So you created your own.
Because I told him. No, I told him.
Oh, okay. You created your own problem there then by telling me because I didn't hear anything. But I also didn't have a phone, so I didn't know what to believe.
I got to defend myself.
Yeah.
Smoking Jim has said so many outrageous things.
And 97%
And
of them right.
about 3% are right. And if you want to bet, don't start. And if you do, bet the opposite, you'll win. So when I saw it and it wasn't verified, because I verify everything I say, unlike smoking, that I wanted to see how he'd react, and he did just what he's doing now. He has to throw the shade on everybody else. And he thinks he's drinking healthy cranberry. Mr. Rohde brought up that with all the sugar in there, you canceled out 98% of the benefits.
Wow.
So it's sort of like your record on predictions. Last year, before we get too deep into this, because Smoking Jim follows the media only when he can be negative about somebody. He missed when George Pickens agreed with Najee how the coaching at Alabama and Georgia is better than the Steelers. So he is on the list with Tomlin with not keeping him.
Yeah, you did say
so
that.
I did say that. So we just want to get it. And then one prediction Smoking Jim made last year was Mason Rudolph should have been kept last year.
Yes, sir.
And we wouldn't have had the circus and the disgrace.
Thank you,
I got to go on a 1-minute rant.
Thank you.
Has anybody watched football all their lives? I think everybody in Pittsburgh. This is the first time in history that I know of that a NFL legendary team hasn't had a quarterback for 2 seasons.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
And they still don't have a starting quarterback officially.
You're right.
All right, we got to kick this off. Smoking Jim's done with what's on your mind. He's sucking on relish right now. We'll find out the ingredients with the cranberry.
I'd love to know.
All right, we'll Google that.
Let's do
Google it. All right, what's on your mind, Nick Callis?
Well, so a lot still going on. My biggest advice for any Pittsburgh sports fan out there is that if you think you know what Aaron Rodgers is going to do, you probably don't. So just keep that in mind. Like I usually have a lead on something that's going on. By now, he's somebody that you don't get a lead on. He's on a beach, and his agent's doing a great job.
Oh, he's in a dark cave right now.
Or a dark cave, right? He's going on his retreats. He was on a beach. Wherever he is, he's not worried about the Steelers right now.
I was kidding, Nick.
Yeah, wherever he is, right? He's doing whatever. The bottom line is we don't know. We don't know. If anybody's going to make a decision, we just don't know. So you just got to be patient, or don't be patient with that. I think Mason Rudolph can be the starting quarterback for the Steelers. I would actually think, like the Steelers just set themselves up again in such a way where they're going to be interesting no matter what, it seems at this point. When you get DK Metcalf, you've bolstered the defense a little bit more with some controversial pieces, not because they're necessarily bad people, but because they're like almost good players that they put on defense. The one D tackle, I can't even remember his name already, from the Patriots that they just got, right? So they're doing things. They made a couple big splashes. They're involved in a big splash. And no matter who the quarterback's going to be, Aaron Rodgers would be interesting for its own set of reasons. Mason Rudolph starting at quarterback would be interesting for its own set of reasons. So the Steelers have done it again. They're going to garner enough interest this coming season to be just good enough. They'll probably qualify for the playoffs. Do I think that they're going to be good enough to make the playoffs, though? No. Or, no, I'm sorry, not to win in the playoffs. No. Right. They'll probably,
Thanks
they'll
for
probably make the
clarifying
playoffs. Yeah, they'll
that.
probably make the playoffs. I misspoke. But are they going to be good enough to win a playoff game? I still don't think so. When you look at all the talent that the AFC still has. So, I said this last week. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to swing any opinions for me. I don't want him to be signed. Apparently, the money's less than Mike Florio originally reported. His first report said $90 million. Now it's like $35 million. So the bottom line, again, if you're trying to follow the Aaron Rodgers stuff, just don't. Just don't try. It's not worth it. It's really silly. It's really dumb how this is happening. I mean, it's great for him. He's getting the publicity that he needs, to keep himself making money in all the ways that he does, along with playing quarterback in the NFL. But this is just another publicity stunt, right? He's going to go on Pat McAfee's show at some point, and he's going to make a huge announcement, or maybe not. But the fact that we're even thinking about that means that he's winning, because we're thinking about Aaron Rodgers. That's what he wants. That's the whole point, and that's the thing. So this is going to be milked out as long as it possibly can. I think that if the Steelers are going to do anything wise, they ought to spend that money on whatever free agents they can that are available left before they run out of time, because the more you wait for Aaron Rodgers, the less likely you're going to be able to spend the money you're reserving for Rodgers on free agents or trade acquisitions that may be able to help out. So, again, I mean, this is rare because I'm usually tuned into some stuff from behind the scenes. Not a clue what is going on with the Steelers. Like, just in general, too. Like, I have no earthly idea what they're doing. I said that last week, too. That's not a surprise. But as it relates to Aaron Rodgers, there is nothing. There's nothing credible about anything that is reported about him at all. Nothing. Nobody knows anything. They're all just trying to sell you hope. So I'm here bringing you the reality, because Sportsline, we do that, right? Unless you're smoking Jim,
sir,
who tells stories, I'm giving you what I know, and that is that I don't know, and nobody actually does know. You'll just hear a lot of conspiracies out there, a lot of slick headlines that try to make you click or try to make you read. We don't know. It's one day there's going to be an official announcement, Aaron Rodgers signs with blank, or Aaron Rodgers retires. Until that day comes, don't get mixed up in it. Just go about your day. You'll be a little less stressed, a little more happy in your daily life if you don't think about him 24/7. And that's what's on my mind.
Thank you, but I got to relive stuff. As you get older, you start to reminisce. Somebody named Ayuk played the media perfectly, was the greatest young negotiator in NFL history. You have the master of deception, Aaron Rodgers, one of the greatest athletic quarterbacks I know, and he's gone so crazy I call him one of these multi-million-dollar players with a 2-cent brain. Because look at the aggravation we go through, look at the controversy we have. I said sign him for $40 million, and we got a deal. He threw for almost 4,000 yards, 28 touchdown passes. His last 5-6 games, he was a little more mobile than he was, because you all know who played sports, you have to get in football shape, baseball shape, whatever, basketball shape. Could he play another year? Yeah. Does he want to? Maybe not. Does he love the publicity? He's the master of it. So I give him all the credit in the world. When he comes here for $18 million a year, then we'll see what happens.
Did you think of the potential falling out, too, that could happen with him and Ben Roethlisberger? Because they both love to speak on podcasts and shows.
Well, this would be tremendous for what they want to do after their careers. Look at Big Ben. Why was he only an MVP with the Steelers once? Don't even get me started on that stuff. And
Mike and El Levine, the talk machine, not to exclude you.
Who
would you rather play for as a quarterback, the Pittsburgh Steelers or the Minnesota Vikings?
Vikings.
From an organizational standpoint, I'd have to say the Vikings have the upper hand, but the Vikings always find a way to blow it, don't they?
But I mean,
always find a way to blow it.
Since Bud Grant.
I mean, from a system and being able to put up stats, you got to go with the Vikings.
You got to go with the Vikings right now.
We agreed with you,
there's a
Smokey.
huge sway bringing in Metcalf. There's just a huge swing bringing in Metcalf. Now you've got.
Hold it, don't tease. You're going to be talking. Don't let him pull you in. He sucked you in. I was just trying to make my point.
You know how sad it is, though, that we don't choose the Steelers at this point? Like, that's sad. The Steelers used to be this illustrious organization.
Nobody
Now
ever
they're
wanted to
just
play for the
You
Steelers
got
offense.
to listen. It all comes down to that quarterback.
Nobody ever wanted.
It just does.
We was
The
three
NFL
yards in the cloud
is
of
all
dust.
about
with
it's all about
Jordan.
quarterbacks.
A lot of
for
people
that
had.
for that side of the table, it's all about quarterbacks. So you have to understand that. I brought up how we're the first franchise in my lifetime that doesn't have a starting quarterback because of whatever reason. We don't know.
They forgot to treat Mason Rudolph well. They forgot to treat all their quarterbacks well, it seems. Did you hear the report? Justin Fields was not shown the love, was the quote. Not shown the love by the
Justin
Steelers.
Fields. If I never hear that name again, I'll be so freaking
What
Well,
do
you
you-
called
what do
it,
you- what do
Mike.
you
You
mean?
called
Why?
it. You called it.
He stinks.
No, he doesn't stink.
He won 3 games in 3 years. The guy can't throw the ball. I don't even want to talk about Justin.
All right,
I'm done
next.
talking about Justin.
Hold it,
Fields,
wait. I
man.
got to get your mother's comment and stuff.
It's staggering. to me.
Raging, relax. Take a deep breath. I'm going to go to, let me see who's watching here. Ryan Covert's watching. Thanks. Jane Leffler, glad to see you. YouTube is working this week. Missed seeing the show last week. Well, thanks for announcing it on Facebook, Jane. We appreciate you. Jerica Smith is watching. Margaret Rohde, hello to all. Handsome panel watching from sunny Rochester, New York. Nick and Peggy Rohde, our biggest fans in Rochester. We appreciate you. Ron Tepper, our friend. Good show as usual. Thanks, buddy. Frank DiMarcelli's watching. He's one of my biggest fans. He likes almost everything I post up, and I post 10 stuff a day. He's right there all the time. Marsha Rubenstein's watching. Ralph Williams, WVU's men's basketball coach, stepped down today to take the Indiana Hoosiers' job.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That happened, Nick?
Adam Crowley was upset about that.
Yeah,
man.
Pete
Wow.
K6 watching. Let's see. There we got everybody in. What's on your mind, Mike Rohde?
I haven't been here a couple
month.
of weeks, right?
It feels like a month.
I feel like everything's been kind of
No, he was
talked
here
out.
once after last year.
So as soon as I walked in, I could tell Nick missed me because as soon as I walked in, Nick said, "What'd you say? Don't test me tonight." He got this rage in his eye. I'm like, boy, Nick missed me. Let me make it up to you. My last comment about Fields. I'm going to make a prediction you're going to like. Pirates are going to win 90 games
No kidding.
over the course of the next 2 seasons. I can pretty much guarantee. Take
That's
that one to
45 a
Vegas.
season.
That's
Come on.
probably about.
Come
right.
on, guy.
So he went to Keystone Oaks. We know Matt.
Yeah.
We're not like Gateway.
So, but here's the thing about the Pirates. You know that you got to have perspective. You know, you walk in, into the season. It's the spring, right? So you know that's new. It's exciting. The flowers are starting to come up. You're getting the mulch put in. You get that mulch smell. You know it's spring, right? So you know, and the
Cutting
Pirates
grass,
are going to
cut the
start. And
grass.
so it's very. Plus, there's really every other sport's winding down. So you're really into the Pirates. So I'm going to just take it upon myself to put aside the fact that they've got an owner who really only cares that it's a business. You know how I know this? Any other team would have not pitched Paul Skeens once they were out of it last month of the season. They'd have sat him down. You look back in history, Strasburg, anybody else, they sat guys down, power pitchers. But what happened instead? Wait a minute. But what happened instead? Exactly. He only pitched no more than 5 innings. Even if he didn't give up a hit, no more than 5 innings. You know why? Because those are the only times he sold out games, right? On the contrast, this year, I will be shocked if you see that man pitch in the 7th inning of any game this entire year. We'll see every time I'm here every other week, and we're going to chart that and see.
Hold it. How many starts are you going to have? 20 plus?
They're probably, probably. What do they have? Usually 28, 30, Nick, something like that.
I say 29. That's my prediction.
Yeah, so, but the Pirates
Over,
are
under.
Say what you want about Nutting. He's a brilliant businessman, right? He's there. He's got a good stadium. He knows people are going to go. People are going to complain. They're going to put up billboards to sell a team. He's never going to do that. I treat going to the Pirate game kind of the same as going to the zoo. Right? It's a fun day. I don't have
You're
any
looking at the animals.
I don't have any expectations.
He's going to see the animals.
I don't have any expectations.
I get it.
They've got a couple of decent players, you know, right? They've got a good third baseman. They got probably a pretty good
How about
second
a good
baseman.
center fielder now?
A potential. He's probably their only potential star. You know, you got Reynolds. You got some above average players. They're never going to bring. Everybody says, why don't they pay? Why don't they pay to bring in players while they've got that window of schemes? Why would he? They just released their books last year. What, he made $65 million last year?
Wow.
He's not bringing anybody in.
Wow.
Well, if he does, then you'll generate more. That's not guaranteed.
You know who he's
Why would
bringing
you do
in?
something that's stupid?
He's bringing in some musicians and more park stuff. for the
Fireworks,
kids.
bobbleheads,
Fireworks.
fat
every
heads
week.
out in the
Friday
outfield,
night T-shirts.
playpen out in the outfield for the little kids. That's how you make money. Now, one might argue he should be a caretaker for the public, caretaker for the zeitgeist that is the Pirates.
Whoa,
you know what I mean?
Deep. Z word.
You know, because you've got it's one of the zeitgeists of Pittsburgh is their
Twice.
sports, right?
Twice.
So you should be a caretaker. Look, here's what's funny. I can't prove this, but I think this is still the case. Prorated, who was the highest paid major league player of all time in one season? Prorated. I'll tell you, Roger Clemens. You know why? Because there were 6 months left in the season. Steinbrenner called him up and said, I'll pay you $40 million to come pitch the last 6 weeks. Paid him 40. Put that over the course of a season, see how much it was. Because he didn't care about
Triple
making
that?
a dime
Maybe
off the
triple
Yankees,
that.
put everything back into it.
Well, you know
One
they
could
make
say
$1 billion.
great owner, bad businessman. He was a good businessman, but his thing he wouldn't have been an owner if not. But that was his thing. Put every dollar in there, and they kept coming, give him more money, put it all back in.
Well, you know, the
Exact opposite for the Pirates. He's
Yankee
just there to make
TV
money.
Yankee TV makes about $1 billion.
Yeah.
Yes, network, baby.
So put it all into perspective, and just go enjoy the games. All those people that say boycott the games. What good's that going to do? If everybody boycotted the games, he'd move to another town, and then the Pirates wouldn't be here anymore.
Yeah, good point.
So maybe they'll catch lightning in a bottle, enjoy the games, go have fun, watch them win their 45 games this year and next year, and it is what it is. And then the football camp the Steelers camp will break in early August, and you don't have to worry about them anymore.
Well, a little exception. We talked.
Didn't I just describe the last, 10, 15, 20
Yes,
years
sir.
with the Pirates?
Maybe 30.
Well, we talk Steelers all year, so there isn't a break.
Yeah, that's true.
Just
No, I
so
just
you
mean
know.
this, just the collective action that's going on. You know, all you've got. That's the thing about the Pirates. He's no dummy. He doesn't have any competition.
Right.
There's no competition. So why would he put one more dollar in there than he needs to?
He don't need to. No doubt about it. Smoking's all right. You all right over there?
Or Nick whispered Ovi to me.
You know, they played.
I didn't say
They
that.
played today. They played in Japan.
He break the record yet?
I know he was like 8 away, 7 away.
Is he?
something.
All right.
They didn't break it yet.
No, not yet.
He's going to break it in Pittsburgh.
Well, we'll talk that later. Smoking's trying to go down a rabbit hole. Just got to congrats Mike on this. First time he ever led a What's on Your Mind with a non-football subject.
Could have been the only time, but it's been a while.
If you all want to learn, including Smoking Jim, you're great at analyzing all kinds of situations, even crazy situations, hence the other side of the table, and you handled it very well. I salute you. I almost don't know what's on my mind. Let me
Mine
think
is
about
blown
it.
out at this point, right?
Oh, it is. Because I don't pay attention to the draft, and I get invited to draft parties and all that. And
Oh, trust me, I'll be talking draft quite a bit over the next
no,
couple
I
of
just want to, I'm a little contrarian. I appreciate the players. I'll watch a combine guy do 4.21. I'll watch a lineman grunt and groan doing what did he do? 4.95, 4.91. And I watch that because, hey, that's exciting sports. I like all sports. I don't know who will play for. I don't know where you'd pick them. But I know I don't get paid to do that. We get paid to bust some balls and be sarcastic and question.
Who gets paid? You guys
well,
getting paid for this?
I've been
Yes.
paying you. You're getting
man.
paid. The only one on here is not smoking because he's gambled it away. It's Nick. He's an employee. We're all volunteers, and I always kid that I'll double each one of their pays when
That's
they
what I
do
want.
better.
I want triple.
You got triple today, my friend. Your analysis was spot on. And so I'm just observing these things. Like I saw some good games with the NBA, watched some NBA games, and had some fun watching that. And then I'm having fun with all the speculation. And what I learned a long time ago from negotiating contracts as a union member at the Pittsburgh Press, don't negotiate in the media. Just negotiate when you're across from who has the money. And all of you that fall into that every year, including NFL players, fans, and families, enjoy it. Because you're being noticed to do it, so it's great publicity. You're all on social media and all that like us. Me, I'm hooked to my phone right now, but, you know, I like my iPhone.
I was going to say that social media has really changed how that operates. I
It
think
has.
athletes are more inclined to solicit the public pressure.
Well, you got to check the thumbs. My thumbs are weak. Everybody under the age of 25, no offense to everybody 25 and under here, you got strong thumbs. I salute you. And you know a lot of stuff, but I've read a lot of stuff, and it hasn't changed with what I read. What's changed is, I hate to say it, that the knowledge people don't have anymore. And they don't have a basis in history of sports and sportsmanship and teams and legends and all that. And now we got all this speculation. We got Nick at 26. He's getting disgruntled like I am for 45 years with the Buccos because he's in the media and his insiders are failing him with a lack of information.
No.
You just can't tell us.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
We're business partners. It'd be bad business. But I hear things.
Well, I'm worried about your mentality there, your mental health. You know, it's important this day and age.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just telling you, I'm looking out for you.
I've heard. I know things. I know.
Well, I just wanted to hear that
They're doing
out
their
of you.
best. They're doing their best.
I didn't want to hear what they're doing. I just wanted to know if you knew. I got it out of them, guys. The Levine magic still worked. All right. Fiction and fact from Smoking Jim's Almanac, 10 seconds. You got that timer set, or what are we doing?
No, I'll give you a point.
All right.
Hey,
Why am I still on the screen?
Remind you now, or
Hello.
She swear.
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. Got to give a shout out to my man Chance and Mikey in the control room making
Who
this
are
look
they?
good on the ones and
Who
twos.
are they? They're our volunteers.
Well, I
you
tell
never
you what-
acknowledge that they're working for BPTV.
I tell you what, I know the football team ain't much, but I tell you what, the band, nobody makes better hoagies than that. I just gave Mikey another $20 for April. I'm hooked on that turkey hoagie, brother.
How did he pay you, Michael? Was it all in ones?
All in one, so it's easy to count. It's easy to count.
That's what he gets
Al
from
Levine, the
being,
talking machine.
what's it called?
And congratulations, I'm going to say it in advance because come July or August, 40 million plus for TJ Watt, well deserved. And Al Levine, the talking machine, I tell you what, from the first time I talked to Mike Rohde, I knew he was sharp. I told you, I pulled you to the side. I says, man, this guy knows sports. We got to get him. We got to get him on the show, Al Levine, the
You know
talking
his
machine.
influence didn't work for over a year.
And I tell you what,
broke me down.
Al Levine, the talking machine. Anybody else in this room other than Vinny, I'd have listened to Vinny, I wouldn't have done this for. But when Mike Rohde told me to watch The Shield, I'm up to season 4, episode 4.
great?
I am hooked. I love it.
Isn't it great?
My man Big Mackey is
I told
something else. Al Levine, the talking machine.
I don't guarantee shows very often, but that one I guarantee.
Al will tell you I'm stubborn. And I tell you what, I can't get enough of The Shield. Thanks for the inside. Mike, I appreciate it.
This was a
That's
Pittsburgh
picture of it.
Sportsline first.
Yes.
Because Smoking Jim just found out about all these old-time shows like Sopranos and stuff.
Woo.
He
I don't
learned
know
that.
how I didn't know nothing about that.
Oh, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Boy, it's
I'm
something.
episode 4, season 4.
You see nothing yet. It gets 100 times
It gets
crazier.
better?
Crazier.
Wow.
Oh, it's crazy.
All right, we'll move on from Smoking Jim. Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Wow. All right, I can take my cue. All right, 10 seconds, Nick, VIP time.
Okay, hello and welcome. So, welcome back, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
Anyhow, okay, so a couple opinions. First one, I like talking about video games on this show. You know that I haven't had time to play any more Major League Baseball video games, which is tough. I never thought I'd see the day, but I am a grown man now, so can't be doing that all the time. Got to work for a living, so. Hi, welcome to adulthood. However, I still have been following.
Hold it, you only been here 5 years.
Yeah, about that. A lot changed in 5 years. I was like a volunteer. Like I was also not being paid once upon a time. This is nuts. I mean, and now I'm just. Like,
I'm not doubling your pay.
I didn't have a girlfriend back then either. Look at that. Jada's here tonight. Very nice lady. Anyway, appreciate
On
it.
camera, guess what? I invited her to come back every week, and I didn't think she'd do it. 2 in a row. Thank you, Jada.
Anyhow, so the reason why I bring up video games though is because
Of Jada. Okay.
No, not because of Jada. Because I remember back in 2013, Andrew McCutchen was on the cover of MLB The Show, which was big news. He was voted in. That's how much hype was around the Pirates going from 2012 to 2013. He was on the cover of the game. It was great. And then the Pirates made the playoffs that season, which was really cool. Now Paul Skeens is sharing the cover with a couple other athletes, but Paul Skeens is the leading cover athlete on this game, which is similar because the only 2 times that the Pirates had a cover athlete, they were shared covers because all the other athletes that were in the voting for McCutchen back in 2013 also got a feature, but McCutchen was the cover athlete. So same thing here with Paul Skeens sharing it with Ellie De La Cruz and Gunnar Henderson. And so the Pirates made the playoffs in 2013, snapped a big losing streak. So my immediate prediction here is that the MLB The Show cover, athlete being Paul Skeens, it will give the Pirates good fortune, and they'll make the playoffs this season as well, just based on the...
Nick, I hope
you're
you're better than Smoking Jim.
Yeah, just based on the trend from 2013, we'll bring it to 2025 now. It's just a
I'm hopeful.
So, we'll see. It's obviously not going to be as illustrious as the 20-game or the 20 losing season streak being snapped, but it is, just an opinion that I have there. I also saw too that the baseball has brought its games to Japan. This isn't a new thing. They've been doing this for a little while now. But I noticed that the Cubs and Dodgers are playing a 2-game set. I'm up that early in the morning now, so I get to watch during work. But 6:10 a.m. starts for Dodgers and Cubs. The first game was played, Cubs lost. So the Pirates are ahead of the Cubs right now in the standing, which is awesome. Because the rest of them haven't played yet. But they got another game tomorrow, and then then they go back to Arizona and they play a few more spring training games before the regular season for everybody starts. Which, what are we doing with that? Why is that a thing? So they play meaningful games. They don't play meaningful games, and then they play meaningful games. Adam Crowley made an analogy on the Fan this morning. He said it's like if the Steelers played 2 preseason games with their non-starters, flew out to Ireland to play their game, and that meant something, and then came back and played a 3rd-week preseason game with Skylar Thompson starting at quarterback. It's like, it's just being like weird. So it is strange. But I was just thinking about this too. Like the more that we have technology improving, and the more that we have sports expanding, what I would love to see, if the world can come together in peace and harmony for at least sports.
How about world peace?
Wouldn't you love to see? Now, some would argue that the United States might dominate. I don't think so anymore, though, with just the variety of players that play in the big major sports now. What if you had, like a worldwide sports league where teams could play for other countries, other regions, and everything could go international. So instead of traveling and spreading games everywhere, we just have a worldwide league for baseball, for football, for American football, for soccer, for what are the other sports? Basketball and hockey, right? And then each team would play by a region. There would be these regional championships. Then you'd have your nation's championship. And then all the finalists for the nations would come together in one venue and play a tournament for the championship. I think that maybe headed that way. Travel logistics, again, I don't solve problems. I talk about problems. So, I don't know how in the world that would be executed. I don't know if we're heading in that direction, but I think that would be something interesting. If we're already trying to travel, why not just? And again, like an American could sign with a team in in Great Britain or in or in France or whatever. Like you can have like a giant free agent pool and build your team across the entire nation, but you're also fighting for individual regions and stuff. So you still have your like little championships, but the best of the best teams that are formulated from around the world, they compete in a giant tournament, and it could be good. Could be good. Again, logistics not clear on those, but it's a thought. Hi, what's up?
And let me just share this as somebody that's
a not Yankee fan,
and somebody that's known internationally in Ireland and Cuba. I did 6 million people watch my boxing match in Cuba. That will work for every other sport except for football. The United States will beat teams 100-0. You cannot find another All-American anywhere but in the USA.
What if
Samoa?
No, well, no, hold on. Well, what if Japan?
How about Samoa?
What if Japan decides?
They're too little. They're too little.
What if Japan decides to
They're too little.
take T.J. Watt? Some Japan. Teams,
No, he would never go.
You don't think so?
No, I thought you meant the guys that want to stay in America.
No, that's what the Olympics are for, Smoking. I meant like you have a
T.J. Watt was born here. He's American. You're talking about guys that was born somewhere
No,
else
he's not
and
talking
came here.
Olympics.
No,
You
I'm
missed
saying like you have a worldwide sports league.
it. He missed it.
So I'm saying like you can take players.
Just explain
You
again,
can take
Nick.
players from anywhere and take them to any country and then have them play for that country. You have a few teams in each region. You have a tournament.
Here's-
mini
here's-
tournament.
Jim,
Here's
let me
the
explain-
real.
let me
just say
explain
this.
to you.
Let me
Wait.
just say this before I get confused.
You already
The
are.
real reason, Mike, it won't work is
No, he's
because
talking to you.
football will never
is he
catch
looking at me?
on in any other country because it's too slow, too many timeouts, too many commercials. They hate football.
It's seen as the international competition to our football.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
our football to their football.
It would never.
soccer.
It would never
Yeah.
work.
Football.
But all
No,
the
but
other
you got-
sports,
but you
you
could-
got to. That's a
you
good
could have
idea
a
for all
worldwide
the other
soccer
sports.
league too, right?
Because
Not
hockey
just-
needs help. Hockey needs the most help.
No, but you have a worldwide soccer league, you have a worldwide hockey league, you have a worldwide basketball league. I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
but you can't do it with football because they hate football in other countries because it's too slow. They can't understand.
How they packing stadiums in all these other
Well,
countries?
they get free hot dogs and relish.
Relish.
We found out
Do
what
the
it's
relish-
made out of.
Does the relish come in packets too in other countries, or do they have the traditional?
You don't
bottle?
want to eat that out the jar.
You got to get a hold of Al Levine.
Did I tell you the whole relish story? By the way, I had no idea relish
No,
came in
please
packets.
entertain us.
I hadn't had a clue that relish came in packets. I've only ever seen it in bottles. My man's just taking relish packets from a basket at a yacht club we used to go to back in 2021. I said, "What in the world are we doing with these relish packets?" So, my man loves his relish.
I'm glad I made the theme of tonight, not Aaron Rodgers, relish.
Hold it up. Be proud. You want the green? Get relish packets.
Say it loud. Be green and you're proud.
If you want the green, see Levine here. We're good.
Here it is. I love it.
All right, thanks, Nick. Chief McElroy said, no more drama, no Rodgers or Dion's kid.
Wow.
He has spoken.
Wow.
All right, we got Raging Rhodey in 10 seconds. Look at the graphic. He's on fire already.
I'm on. Okay. So listen, guys. I don't think anyone really realizes it. What we've got going on in the last 6 months in this town is something, to my knowledge, has never happened in professional sports, and no one's really talked about it. So I might be cornering the market here.
Whoa.
It's just never happened. Now we've talked about many times about tanking, how teams tank. We've talked about how teams load up sometimes, right? When the iron's hot. I don't know, like the Marlins when Jim Leland went down there and they paid everybody, brought in and bought a World Series. The Eagles tried to do it one year. The Dolphins tried to do it back in the '90s. Brought all these good, but then of course we've seen so many teams tank. Even the teams that really loaded up, they fell short. Maybe they flattened out. I've never seen a team try to load up to the full extent that they possibly can and crater and finish in last freaking place. That's what we think about it. They not only did they bring back guys that they thought were loading up, they added on with more old guys. The Penguins, I'm of course talking about.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Now, this 4-game win streak aside, because they always go on a win streak there towards the end, I just hope they don't blow their lottery
How
pick.
about a 9-game win?
Well, whatever. I mean, I don't want them to blow their lottery pick, so I hope they just lose out. But think about that. That accomplishment is unprecedented. I don't know that anyone has ever tried to load up as much as possible. I've seen them kind of, peter out, like with the Eagles back when Vince Young got on that team and said we're the dream team. They finished like 8-8.
Yeah.
But they didn't finish 3-13, and that's kind of the equivalent of what the Penguins are going to end up being. It's absolutely astronomically unbelievable that has happened. What an absolute, and really no one talks about that. That is a real embarrassment. A real embarrassment. See, blast Mike Tomlin and the Steelers how they do it all you want and say they get run out of the playoffs. At least they don't do what the Penguins did, which in my opinion is probably since I've been alive, the worst team management I've ever seen in sports in this town. It's that bad to do what they have done and driven that team.
They did get bought out from a non-Pittsburgh.
And it is. But regardless,
it was about the money.
Yeah, it is. And I understand they brought those guys back because Sid wanted them back, as the rumors.
And you pointed it out.
And I never should have brought those guys back, and they did. And they should have done what Washington's doing. Get rid of all the old guys, bring back guys around Ovechkin. Look what they're doing.
One of
the best team in the league.
Yeah.
That's what the Penguins should have done.
With
they were too short-sighted to see it. They brought back all of Sid's buddies and then added on Erik Karlsson. That for the next time he plays defense will be the first time.
If Ovi wins another Stanley Cup, coupled with breaking Gretzky's record, does that make him the greatest player of all time?
No, because it's kind of like
he's a one-trick pony.
Yeah,
I like that trick. I like that trick.
You don't know much about hockey or baseball.
He got 300 more goals than Crosby, and Crosby's great.
But Crosby's a two-way player.
He's one of the top.
How do you win games by scoring?
Not well. You
passing the puck.
Okay, but listen, this is where I'll challenge you on that. Every other sport, yes. The NHL, professional hockey, is the only league that goes defense over offense. They're the only league that does that. And that's why their ratings are in the you-know-what. Nobody wants to watch it.
You need a good goaltender.
Because with them, the great equalizer, they keep adding on all these teams, and the way they make those teams competitive is they say, let's just clutch and grab and play the
he doesn't
trap.
know about that.
Right, but they don't.
That's
no
beyond
one,
him.
no one.
So you're saying Lemieux is better than Ovechkin?
No comparison.
Crosby.
He's
comparison.
He's a one-thing guy. He's got so many of his goals from the left point on the power play.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. He's phenomenal.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean that shot he has.
Who would you
is
rate at least top 5 of all time?
No.
Top 10.
Top 10.
He doesn't know hockey. You don't know hockey. You ever hear of Bobby Orr?
Yes.
Orr is so much better than Ovechkin getting
He got
on
900
the ice.
goals, Bobby Orr.
Guess what? Better
goals?
player, Hall of Famer.
Did he get 900 goals?
No.
Okay.
That's
like saying somebody's better than Will Chamberlain. You're you look kind of crazy saying something.
Gretzky,
you can
he's
talk
got the
to
goals,
hockey
but
fans.
you can also look at the assists that the guy had, which was amazing.
Yeah.
Just what he did overall. Not the best.
Well,
defender,
they call him
but
the greatest. You don't
greatest
get called the greatest.
Playmaker and
you don't
goal
get called the
scorer.
greatest.
He's a combination of an offensive, defensive
I never
player.
thought that record would be broken.
You never
No,
knew
I
about
would have
the
lost
record.
that bet.
I
I would have
almost
lost that
folks,
bet.
I got to do a disclaimer. Smoking Jim didn't know one
Our
thing
first of
about
the night.
hockey. Yeah, it was late because he's been so crazed about relish. I blew the show up. On
Relish in a pouch.
He only learned about hockey after he met and was on our show October 11th, 2011. He couldn't even talk hockey for 6 months. He didn't even know baseball when the baseball season was over until spring training.
Hey, 6 months before the Olympics, Al Michaels didn't know the rules, and he had to learn it and made one of the greatest calls.
Would you
of all
say
time in
Al
sports
Michaels
history.
is one of the best? Smoking Jim is one of the best because he's talked with some of his guys. He did a show that's now off the air, and they said, wow, Smoking knows hockey. I go, he learned from my show.
Where did I go watch Yori at?
What?
Yager. Where'd I go watch Yager at?
Nowhere.
Oh, can I say one more
Nowhere.
thing real quick? Real
Yeah.
quick. I want to squeeze
Go
this
ahead.
in, I promise, real fast.
No, you got
I
time.
couldn't,
We got
I
a
couldn't,
few
I
minutes.
couldn't find the tape, but I went to look for it. But do you remember about a year ago this time, I asked us all who's going to be the starting quarterback for the Steelers?
Yeah.
You said, do you remember? Russell Wilson.
Yes.
You remember what you said?
Justin
Fields.
I
Remember
don't
what I
know.
said? I said Mason Rudolph.
Wow.
Within the
that's
span
right.
of like 18 months, we're all going to be
Wow.
right.
We're all going to be right.
Yeah.
And they're probably going to play against Justin Fields, against Russell Wilson,
Against
and
Kenny Pickett.
Against Kenny Pickett.
yeah, that's right.
So what a tree we got
wow.
going here. Anyway, I just had to throw
the
that.
Steelers,
That was good. We
the
got a
Steelers
couple.
quarterback tree. Who would ever thunk it? That's right. That's
Who would
good,
think?
Mike.
NFL and the Steelers don't have a starter yet. We don't know.
Sure they
All
do.
right,
Mason
what do I got,
Rudolph.
2 minutes here now.
He's going to do it.
All right, we'll ignore my graphics on location. Thanks to A2. It's a great on
Oh, it's
location.
going up. It's going up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's off.
And they pulled it. Wow,
They pulled
nice
it.
job.
Thank you, because our time's running out.
You have 90.
I wasn't worried. All you got to tell me is when. They still don't understand that I can comprehend stuff. On location was great. Donnybrook fans loved us. Everybody there. The Irish guys and girls were great. I got some signatures from them. A world champion, great boxer, great lady boxer, great event. Over 1,600 views on our show.
Wow.
Vinny, Nick, Mike were great there. Just a great time. The Irish Institute of Pittsburgh, they keep saying, come on back. We appreciate what you're doing. We got thanks from everybody and, you know, what's going on there. And just a great fun time. We were there. We left here about 3:30. I got home about 12:20 at midnight.
Wow.
So you talk about putting in extra time. I didn't get paid extra for that, neither did anybody else. So it was crazy there, but you know, we did it, and we'll be back again probably next year. But it was a great event. It was international, so we're happy to do that. And Nick gave me the wind it down, so I'll wind it down. Thanks to all of you for watching us. Thanks for Linda, Vinny, Jada. We got Chance, and we got Michael in the control room, and everybody out here. Thanks for tuning in and watching our shows. Please stay Joey strong.